Welcome back to Forces Education. This is Ed. Today we're talking once more about Progenity. Now on this ticker here, PROG, we did talk about it before, but today we're bringing a bit of new updates relating towards this one. This stock enjoyed today around 17% jump. Progenity is an oral biotherapeutics and a company that works in gastrointestinal health. Now they have different pipelines lined up. Back on December 2nd, 2021, so just less than 4 days ago, they announced a new patent for single molecule detection technology. Now this one here gives you the US patent number, its method, system, and composition for counting nucleic acid molecules. They issue claims cover for methods for capturing, amplifying, and imaging single copies of target nuclei and molecules, or acid molecules, my bad. This patent covered the critical methods for counting target molecules, obtaining the need for sequencing. And their single molecule detection platform is designed to enable tests such as the non-invasive prenatal testing, NIPT, or liquid biopsy for cancer to be performed without the need for costly complex sequencing, which would generally reduce the cost and simplify operational implementation. The platform also has potential for applications beyond nucleic acids, such as protein, as Progenity mitigates or migrates away from the commercial diagnostic businesses who are actively seeking partners to further develop this promising assets. So this is kind of the major key word here, is that they're seeking partners to further develop this promising assets. Whether they're just flaunting this patent out to be considered for a buyout or, for instance, a merger, or even just having a partner on this technology alone with this patent. Now, there is around 96 patents family overall and 220 pending applications, so this is not the only patent this company holds. Now, another one here is it did mention that there will be strengthening its liquidity position for this one. So they're mentioning here the company received more than $44 million in warrants exercised since August 2021, and the current liquidity position provides a runway to achieve critical research and development milestone through 2022. And they do talk here, over the last several months, we made great strides in optimizing our capital structures and bolstering our liquidity position, said the CFO, as a result of previously issued warrants being exercised and other capital raising transactions. We believe our liquidity position provides sufficient runway to support achievements for critical research and development milestone for at least the next 12 months. So this here does talk a little bit as well about the senior notes that were due on 2025, but that was reduced by 38% as an addition for an exchange transaction that happened this quarter 4 2021, and this will reflect into the next quarter's earnings and as well at the end of the year. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, we don't see anything that happened here in December so far, so it's quite of a buzz here, or no buzzes at all, actually. It's a buzzkill. But in terms of insiders, we don't see anything happening ever since the mid of November. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, fundamentals for this one will not look good because they are biopharmaceutical, or basically working with a lot of research and development expenses, and not really developing a lot of earnings or any. So the price over sales is 25.61. The returns on assets is negative 160%. In return on investment capital is negative 1,284%. So it's quite low on its own. It doesn't, of course, look good, such as, for instance, an EBITDA margin of negative almost 1,000, net profit margin of negative 1,135. Now, these things, an earnings per share is negative 2.84. These things are mainly as a result of the heavy research and development kind of expenses. You would be able to see this in terms of cash flow. Their cash flow is horrible, mainly because there's not a lot of net income to start with. It's a negative net income. There's not a lot of revenue that is coming through. We're able to see this under the income statement. You're able to see under their income statement that they are generally a very small revenue company, as their main revenue or main attention right now is research and development rather than products. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave notifications on for this channel. It does help quite a lot. Now, from a technical analysis, what we're able to see for PROG is there's a few things. Of course, even though it jumped up a little bit today, it's still on a downtrend, or at least it seems to be that way. So we're able to see that the moving averages, 50 SMA is crossing the 200 SMA into something called the golden cross. So that's a very, very bullish trend. We're able to see as well that the moving averages are almost all touching between the 10 SMA and the 30 SMA, and the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA. Not particularly good thing for the 10 SMA and the 30 SMA, as it's currently signaling in a bit of a danger zone. And on the willing percent R, which is very similar, by the way, to the RSI, it currently escaped the oversold section, very close to it though. It's currently somewhere around neutral, but you gotta be interested about seeing where the supply and demand is. And currently it's still saying there's more supply than there is a demand for this one, even though the demand is growing strongly. The MACD starting to show that this is a very strong chance of a reversal. It's a bullish kicker. You're able to see the histogram is going in the right direction, going for a positive spin. That's a good thing. Momentum is actually climbing backwards. That's a good thing. You want to see the momentum going in this direction, even though it's negative. It's negative 2.06, one of the worst you've seen in months. But yesterday or Friday, it was negative 2.48. So you're seeing a good improvement there. That's a bullish kind of direction. And in terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, you're able to see a bit of a curve upwards, and that's the thing you want to see. You might get a continuation of this time, but it really showcases that there is very strong potential for another leg up. Now, in terms of the moving average bands, you're expecting this one to trade between 394 in the top and 322 in the bottom. Now, the Bollinger bands are between 507 and 209. Now, on the Fibonacci retracements, we're going to cover this in a second. But right on the first point is this is the channel I drew last time. And I said if it drops below this, the trend is broken. So this channel trend is definitely broken. There's no question about this. But if we were to go ahead with Fibonacci retracements a little, go all the way to 786, and then dive it down all the way downwards to, let's say, 66 cents. And what we're seeing here is that there is a significant support on the Fibonacci retracements at 236, 66 cents, and then resistances 341, 426, 511, 632, and 786. Now, from a price line action point view, you're able to see a significant support sitting at 271, and then 249, and then 221, 202, 181, and then downwards to 146, 124, and 93 cents. Resistances, you're able to see a significant resistance at 304, 322, upwards to 366, 399, going up to 438, and then 477, and then 514, again going upwards to around 558, finally to 603, 627, 711, and 746, followed by 786. Comes to the question, Ed, what do you think is going to really happen here? What is the next big move that you can actually anticipate from this one? Well, this is a bullish, basically, kicker. Now, it could be that a rejection of a support at 215 fueled by a bit of a push from the retail industry, or retail, my bad, not industry, but retail investors, and that could have pushed it quite strongly. But it doesn't really look as a massive reversal until it actually goes ahead and breaks the 302. So at the current time, it's on a bullish kicker. It's on track to break that 302. But if it doesn't break the 302 and it drops below the 271, this might be a bit of a game over in a shorter time. Now, this massive strong trend on the channel, that kind of didn't really fuel it up as much. It kind of broken down. But you got to be very careful on this one, because currently we're able to see it really moved from a bullish channel to a negative channel. You got to be very careful on this one. What do you think is going to happen here? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.